My boss and I cross paths as I walk into the office, and he stops me and asks, "I heard you applied for that job in the ACC and you're getting an interview. Is that true?" And although I hadn't told my boss yet, I was kind of keeping it a secret. Not in a bad way, just although I'd been super open about my job search ever since I graduated and had started working, of the 50 jobs I had applied to, I'd only heard back from about a handful, and let alone getting an interview. So I figured that this one wouldn't go anywhere anyways, and I didn't want to make my boss worry, and I just decided not to tell him. But this school had called all of my references and had actually called me to schedule the first interview. So I told my boss yes, that I was interviewing, and he asked my boss, for the sake of the story, we'll call the person at this school Bob. My boss asked, "Oh, is that Bob at that school?" And I said, "Yeah, he's actually the one that called me to schedule the interview." And my boss said, "Oh, I know Bob. He and I were connected about a year ago. So I know him. Would you like me to send him a text on your behalf about the job?" And I briefly thought about it. This is kind of a weird situation, but yes, I'd be very grateful if you could send him a text on my behalf. That would definitely mean a lot to me. My boss said, "Sure, I'd be more than happy to." And this is the text that my boss sent Bob at this school. "Hey Bob, hope you're doing well. We're connected about a year ago relative to this technology that we both have. That's when we first chatted. Reaching out to give you my full endorsement of Matt for the position you guys are trying to fill at your school. He is doing an awesome job as part of our staff currently, and I'm confident that he would exceed expectations and be a great addition to your team. It actually pains me to send you this recommendation because I don't know what I would do without him. I'd hate to lose him, but I would hate even more to hold him back in his pursuit of growth in our field. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about him. Blessings, my boss." And this is a text that I still have on my phone that I keep reading every now and again. That just means a lot to me, that I'll have for the rest of my life. And although I had not gotten that job, when Bob called me, told me I didn't get it after 2 interviews, I asked him just for some feedback on the interview process, what I can do better next time. And he actually said that this text from my boss went a really long way in regards to considering me for the job. So it's funny how the secret that I was keeping from my boss, trying to not make him worry, not involve him just relatively for no reason, what I had thought, ended up being one of the best things for this job to happen. So the moral of this story is 2 things. There's 2. First, you never know who knows who, and it seems like everyone knows everyone in this field, or everyone is just one person away, or the amount of random high-profile people that my 2 bosses both have in their phone that I've chatted with before is insane. It always blows my mind. And the second moral is people can only help you when they know exactly where you want to go. You have to help people, help them, help you by communicating what you want and where you want to go, and being very clear about that, and being okay with asking for help. And I could have pulled the modest card and said, "Oh, my boss, you don't have to text Bob, it's fine." But he offered it and I believed him. So I said, yes, text him. And that ended up being something that I'm going to keep forever, something that really helped me when applying for that job. So you never know who knows who, and people can only help you when you know and communicate where you want to go.